KRBC Abilene's local news starts right now with breaking news.
Texas Rangers begin the investigation into the death of Shante Blankenship. I'm sorry, not November 15th, on May the 15th. But on November the 15th, the Brown County Sheriff's Office and Texas Rangers charged 21-year-old Ryan Riggs with the capital murder of Rhonda Shante Blankenship after giving investigators a confession. On May the 15th, 2016, Shantae's body was located in a rural area of Brown County. Her body was dumped in an old cellar that was partially caved in. An autopsy was performed. Her cause of death was ruled to be a homicide. The cause of death was determined to be a crushed larynx with blunt force injuries to her neck, face, and torso. Evidence of a sexual assault was located during the autopsy process. Also at the scene, the investigators located a lawnmower blade that was proven consistent with some of the injuries to Shantae's torso and head. After several months of follow-up investigation, no suspect was really located in this case. Recently, my office learned of a relatively new technique where DNA samples could be used to determine an individual's skin, eye, hair color, as well as their ancestry. This process is known as phenotyping. Up until this point, we had no idea who we were looking for, whether it be a white male, black male, Hispanic male. We had no knowledge of that. The profile, the evidence that we collected during the investigation was submitted to Paragon Nano Lab in Virginia. After a few weeks, a profile was provided to us with a higher percentage of certainty as to our suspect's identity. Shortly after we received the profile, we made it public. Within a matter of hours, we received numerous tips as to the possible identity of the suspect. Riggs was one of those persons identified at that time. The investigation quickly revealed Riggs to be an acquaintance of Shantae and her boyfriend, and he did reside in the area where Shantae resided. Recently, Riggs was named as a suspect in an illegal dumping case on the same county road where Shantae's body was located. We began attempts to locate Riggs. After Riggs learned that we were looking for him, he fled investigators for several days. Yesterday at about 6:58 p.m., I received a call from the pastor at North Lake Community Church. He informed me that Riggs had just confessed to the murder of Shante Blankenship to him and also the entire congregation. At that point, Riggs was escorted to the law enforcement center where he met with Investigator Bird and Texas Ranger Jason Shea, where Riggs gave a full confession to the offense that he committed. The confession that he gave did match the evidence that we located at the scene. Based upon his confession, we have located additional evidence to the crime. The case is continued to be followed up on at this point. At no time is the investigation over. It's just really getting started good. So, any questions?
What kind of evidence was it that y'all found and located?
That's going to be the lawnmower blade, the semen from the autopsy.
And so this new technology that y'all were able to use, how well do you think it matched to the suspect that you guys have now?
I intended to provide y'all with a picture of the profile and of the picture of Mr. Riggs, and they are just nearly right on. It's unbelievable.
And so would you say this helped y'all catch a suspect?
Yes, it did.
Do you have motive?
Pardon?
Do you have a motive?
I don't want to get into the motive at this point. We'll save that for court.
What does it mean to you to have this suspect now in custody?
It's a great burden off of our entire department, off of the family. It's just a great feeling. Last night I slept the best 4 hours I've slept in several months, so it's a good deal.
And so to your residents in Brown County who maybe thought that there was just someone random that did this crime, what do you say to them now that you've caught a suspect?
Well, I'm just glad that we caught the suspect. We have him identified. I hope that the folks in this county can be a little more at ease when they go walking or enjoying life with their families.
So you're saying that she was beaten and she was raped?
Yes.
On his social media, and I was checking it out earlier, he had actually reposted one of those Justice for Shantae posts that somebody had done. Was there any time, if anybody knows, that if he actually helped with those small groups that were going out searching for her at the time?
I do not.
Did he indicate at all that the similarity in that DNA snapshot was a reason for him to come forward? Did that put pressure on him?
Yes, he did see his profile pretty quickly after it was made public, and that drove him up. He became nervous and avoided contact with us.
Where did he grow up? Like, where's he from? Where did he grow up? Did he have a job or?
He graduated from May High School about 3 years ago, so he is from the North Lake community.
Does he have any other criminal charges previous?
None that I want to discuss at this point. That is still pending in the investigation to decide which direction we're going to go with the case.
With the phenotyping itself, you guys managed to catch this guy in 6 days. What was the process of going about to get this phenotyping, and do we have a price on how much it costs to do this?
Well, Sergeant Bird located the company after he was advised by some coworkers that they had seen this particular thing performed on a late night law enforcement show. I don't know the name of it, but Sergeant Bird started the research into that company and made contact with them, and we submitted them the DA, and just within a matter of about 3 to 4 weeks we had a profile. The cost of it was $4,000, which I shared with the district attorney's office, and that's probably the best $4,000 this county has ever spent.
So do you see yourself using this in the future for maybe other crimes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just focusing on the new information, this guy was arrested. Are y'all going to?
All right, thank you for joining us now. I'm Joni McKinnon. As you just heard in a news conference out of Brown County following the arrest of a young man, he fully confessed to the murder of Rhonda Shantae Blankenship. That was Sheriff Vance Hill of the Brown County Police Sheriff's Department. The man on your screen, 21-year-old Ryan Riggs, now charged with capital murder. Riggs was taken into custody last night. No bail has been set so far, and the details leading up to his arrest, they were disclosed just a moment ago in that press conference. You may remember that Shantae Blankenship, she was found murdered in May of 2016, and her body, well, it was simply found 2 days after it was reported missing. Shantae was only 25 years old at the time, and no suspects were then publicly named. Then the ball began rolling again in this case last week. The Brownwood investigators, they released this profile sketch using that technology that Sheriff Hill just described. It uses the DNA samples, and it creates a phenotype profile that police thought that the killer might actually look like. It was able to predict the eye, hair, skin color, even the face morphology and ancestry. Now, they stressed that it was not an exact, but they felt that it was a good idea of the identity of Shantae's possible killer. So now you can look at this, the accused murderer, Ryan Riggs, next to that phenotype profile. Truly a shocking similarity. Riggs actually confessed to his church congregation last night, like Sheriff Hill said, before being taken into custody. He gave another full confession to the Brown County Sheriff's Office, and the details of the crime scene, well, they had not been released to the public, and so only the suspect would have known them. We're also learning that once again that profile sketch, it was released, and the people in Brown County said that they knew who the killer was once they actually saw the images. Some saying that they actually recognized him, and now in the light of day, Shantae's mother has these emotional words to her daughter's killer.
Hey everyone, I don't know if everybody knows, but we caught him. We got him tonight. We got Shantae's killer behind bars for a capital murder trial. God has blessed us with him, and it breaks my heart because this man went to church with her, and he's just a kid himself.
She can't be replaced, but now we got somebody that is off the streets, and I hope he fries.
Again, thank you for joining us. We're going to return now to our regular programming. Be sure to tune back here at Abilene midday at 11:30 for updates in the details to this case and a full recap. And again, we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you at Abilene midday at 11:30.